Hello, students. How are you all? I hope you're keeping fine and safe in this pandemic situation. We are all locked up in our houses, we cannot go out, and in this situation, there are various CA or CAs who are pursuing their studies, or there are even people who are unsure as to what is going to happen, or shall I pursue with my future studies on, or what is the future of CA and CS. We are going to discuss about that. After Corona, there are certain possibility that Indian manufacturing will increase because many MNCs or multinational companies want to shift their manufacturing plant from China to other countries. Nowadays, Indian government are trying to attract the attention of these multinational companies to set up their plants in India. Hence, many government policies like Make in India, Stand Up India, Startup India, India Skill India have been started by Indian government. Hence, it can be concluded that in the upcoming years in Indian market, the requirement of professionals like CA, CS, CMA will definitely increase. One must be very keen and clear on what career to choose, whether industry or practice, then if practice, which line of service to focus or take up unique services, else if industry, what nature of the industry to venture or whether to become an entrepreneur. Here are the options which I'm going to discuss. Practice CA. This is one of the most challenging aspects which a newly qualified chartered accountant faces. In today's competitive world, one cannot practice as sole proprietor due to intense competition, pressure from client, corporate services, opportunities of rendering cannot be performed smoothly or easily. Sole proprietorship concept is totally outdated concept now. Starting own practice alone as sole proprietor involves huge cost to set up an office and not at all worthy. The next alternative can be starting a partnership firm with a minimum 4 chartered accountants where the scope of services can be widened. The next option can be starting an LLP firm in accordance with the LLP Act 2008 read with rules of 2009. Here the chartered accountant can enter into practice with chartered accountant in practice or cost accountants in practice or company secretary in practice, advocate as defined by Bar Council of Indian Actuary or professional architect, professional chartered engineer as well. This is considered as the best form of practice whereby the client, individual, firm, trust, or corporate get all services under one roof. Another option can also be to consider as joining an existing firm which is mid-sized or large-sized as a partner to do something unique to the firm. Another major challenge exists today with respect to big six global firms. Only after 15 years of working there or equivalent firm only can become a partner. This practice is becoming common even in big firms in cities that CA can become a partner only after 5 to 6 years of working as an audit manager. Considering the above situation, a practicing CA can join an existing firm that is in operation for less than 10 years. The firm should have good clients also. The partner should be keen on taking firms to great heights. But the control and management lie in the hands of the founder. A chartered accountant who is so interested in practice should explore the following areas and each partner in the firm or the organization should have specialization in one area. A certificate of practice is very much mandatory. Taxation, international taxation, along with direct tax, consultancy like companies involving foreign party or associate, joint venture, subsidiary, GST or customs consultancy, and so on. These involve doing consultancy help in tax planning and appeals. Management consultancy service, project financing, mergers, acquisitions, valuation preparing consolidated financial statements for companies and other organizations, doing India ad consultancy, and so on. Auditing statutory audit of companies, which is governed by the rotation or internal or management audit of companies, cooperative audits, forensic audit in a very competitive environment, one can mostly do services for reputed corporate clients, which is substantially corporate. And last resort as trust or individual firms. The traditional areas like doing individual return filing, bank audit, tax audit of individual or firms, organizations involves political leaders and they are so traditional and mostly CA are already engaged in those areas. Hence, newly qualified chartered accountants should think of some unique areas. Becoming a partner of a big audit or consultancy firm. This is also another option for you all. Global audit or tax or consultancy firms are mostly the interest of the current generation. But to become a partner of the global firm, one should work in that organization with complete consistency and attain various positions from manager to senior manager to associate director and therefore or thereafter become a partner. This journey is really very long and also considered as a great challenge, much difficult than clearing the CA exam. The different generations, or let's talk about the current generation, they leave their jobs after a few years, unable to cope up with the pressure and thereby shifting elsewhere. But if they pursue a journey with interest, commitment, zeal, then they can become a partner also in the company. Only while admitted as a partner in audit or audit division, they need to obtain a certificate of practice from the institute. If in other divisions, then it is not required to obtain a certificate of practice as they are registered as a company. In other firms, while doing any service, whether auditing, taxation, consultancy service, or consultancy certification practice is mandatory as a firm or limited liability partnership. You can also pursue government or civil services. This is the most flexible suited job for people interested in government related jobs. They can aim for doing civil service courses and then attend positions like the president of the country or sorry, not the country, the president of the tribunal or the income tax appellate tribunal or SEBI, that is Securities Exchange Board of India, chairman of it, and so on. This position can be achieved only by working in a government organization for a longer number of years. Be an entrepreneur. This is also possible. Becoming a successful entrepreneur is certainly the dream of each and every individual. An entrepreneur has to be focused, dedicated to take his business in great heights. Being an entrepreneur, one needs to have innovative ideas and skills. Not only that, they should also have creativity, analytical mind, broad mind business tactics. In order to start a business in one industry, one needs to initially build a work experience. The mind of an entrepreneur should be unique and they should think about expansion, diversification, and should aim for the growth of business and not merely a survival. A successful entrepreneur should be a well established industrialist. You can also have a career in the industry. This is probably the most common choice that the current generation usually prefers nowadays. At the initial stage of the career, there are actually diverse range of industries, namely, manufacturing, information technology, IT, automobile, steel, and there are so many to name. Here, the key challenges are to satisfy the employer needs and objectives of the management. You have to be aware of corporate challenges. What the employer expects from you has to be fulfilled. But satisfying management needs, investors need, they can attain top positions like a chief financial officer. But only consistency in performance can help in attaining such positions. You can also become an investment banker. This is certainly one of the prominent choices among the newly qualified CAs or chartered accountants. Those having an interest in the stock market, forex, derivatives, the choice would be to work for banks and NBFCs, which is non-banking finance companies. With respect to banks, one should aim big instead of going for public and private sector banks. The aim should be to go for foreign banks. Foreign banks offers wide exposure. They offer global clients and growth. More than that, an international level working will be gained in the areas with respect to the portfolio, credit rating, and so on. You can also choose your career in insurance sector. This is certainly the most welcoming option for those interested in the field of risk management, the policy of insurance, and other insurance related matters. Here, the finance knowledge is very vital and very crucial and essential. In today's world, both industry and practices have good opportunities. They have their own pros and cons. Switching from industry to practice, or vice versa from practice to industry, would not be ideal as both are different ballgame together. Those interested in a career in practice or those interested to do government jobs can also act as part-time faculty for the institute, either for orientation course organized by ICAI or information technology training course organized by ICAI. You can choose that. Now let's talk about the career after CS exam. There are not only one but many career choices after doing CS. Some of them I'm going to discuss right now. Independent advisory capacity and support for procedures of license, registration, loans, taxes, partnership deeds, etc. You can go for drafting, you can go for company secretary firms, you can be administrators in business firms, you can go for government grades, that is 1 to 4 of the accounts branch of the Central Company Law Service of the Department of Company Affairs. You can go for firms listed on the stock market. You can become a financial advisor. You can go for specialists in bank in the fields of finance, accounts, law, and merchant banking. You can also go for organizations whose affairs are conducted by boards, councils, and other corporate structures like, companies, cooperative societies, trusts, firms, associations, federations, commissions, boards, etc. As experts to the developing countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America, you can also opt for that. You can also opt for self employment or self practice. You can also opt for research. So, the career prospects of CA and CS is quite clear through this video. Definitely, after Corona or after the times of this pandemic, the demand will not be less. Maybe finding a job will be quite time taking, but definitely the demand is no less than any other sector. You can opt, or if you complete a CA or CS course, you are sure that you will be employed. There is no chance of remaining unemployed, or even if you don't want to join any companies or any MNCs or any other firms, you can start up your own. So that's all for this video today. I have discussed all the important credentials that the prospects of a CA and CS after Corona. So definitely follow this video. This is very, very relevant to our practical times. So I hope you will find some benefit out of this, and I'll conclude my video here. Thank you for patient hearing. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay at home. Thank you.